Good morning, everyone. My name is Melody Morgan, and I'm one of the co-teaching and learning directors that are presenting with you today. We also have team members from APSRC. They're going to be joining in the discussion. We're very excited about an opportunity to bring forward to you some options for a year 3 partnership with Lincoln Learning Solutions again. And we have our Lincoln team with several of their members with us as well. And so I'm going to hand it off and allow Kathy to present her team and some really great solutions for you. We will pop the presentation link in the chat, and we are being recorded. And so if you need to go back and review this again, we're going to have that posted on our website soon after the event. Thank you all. I can't tell you how fun it is to look to see who all is joining with us today. We've got some really strong partners out there, and we hope that we can provide you with the resources and supports you need for another successful school year. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Melody. It has been a pleasure working with the APSRC team for the past 2 years. My name is Kathy Sermonera, and I'm a solution specialist here at Lincoln Learning. And like I said, over the past 2 years, I've worked directly with the APSRC team and the AR Ready for Digital Learning grant to ensure that Arkansas schools had access to quality K-12 online curriculum and an awesome LMS. So it's been such a wonderful partnership and a privilege to work with the APSRC team and the schools of Arkansas. So as we know that the grant was not renewed for this upcoming school year, however, we still want to provide Arkansas schools with access to our content and also to the Buzz LMS. So therefore, we're offering the APSRC and partner schools some great options and introductory pricing. So we'll get started here. So let's kind of review the agenda for today. So if you've not heard of Lincoln Learning Solutions before, or if you haven't used our content, I'm going to give a brief overview of what Lincoln Learning Solutions has to provide. We'll also talk about some of the options for next year and how you can use them. I'll provide some Lincoln Learning Solutions resources that will be available to you. As Melody mentioned, this presentation will be shared out to everybody, so you can access all of the links that are included in this presentation. After we go over those resources, I'll pass it over to the APSRC team, and they'll discuss a little bit about the pricing and also how to register. We'll have a question and answer session. I'd love to hear your questions, and we'll have that session at the very end. So let's get started. Let's talk about what is Lincoln Learning Solutions, or who is Lincoln Learning Solutions? And we'll go through some of these key points. So Lincoln Learning Solutions is a nonprofit online curriculum provider, and we deliver educational content to students in a variety of learning environments. The Lincoln Empowered Catalog offers a choice of more than 170 core, elective, and credit recovery courses. We offer these courses in a variety of models as well. So some of our courses are designed where students will be uploading content and their teachers will provide graded quality feedback. We also have auto-graded versions of our courses, and I know some of the schools really used those this past year. Those are available, and we're adding more to our auto-graded course list, next year as well. Our content is delivered through the Buzz Learning Management System. And if you're not familiar with the Buzz LMS, it is a really great value add for your school. It's a wonderful way for you to deliver your online content. It's easy to use. It's really intuitive for students, and really kind of makes that learning come to life. In addition to that, our content can be delivered in multiple ways. So if you're having a fully virtual school, that this content is created in a way that students can work at their own pace, at home, and kind of go through the lessons by themselves. We also have seen our partner schools use this in the classroom. So maybe they are using the Buzz LMS and they have the content there, and maybe they're using it for in classroom use, or a hybrid with students kind of working from home and also in the classroom. So there's a lot of ways that you can use the content and the LMS for your school. The Lincoln Empowered curriculum is developed using a backward design that aligns to the appropriate national educational standards. And we also have a variety of learning objects that give students multiple ways to engage with, understand, and demonstrate mastery of the content. So Teachers can create these powerful personalized learning experiences by using a combination of our learning objects. So some of you, if you've used us last year, you're probably familiar with the read its and the show its and the practice its. All of those learning objects are the building blocks for our dynamic lessons. Our content also has engaging lessons. For example, students can work with a lot of the play-its and those are our games, or our watch-its, those are our videos. These really capture the attention of the students and really allow for some more engagement when it comes to their online learning. The Buzz LMS is a fantastic resource for schools. Not only is it a place for where students can access the dynamic content, it's a wonderful tool for teachers and administrators. Teachers are able to pull reports on activity, student performance, and also mastery of standards. Additionally, there are a lot of supports that help students. There is a text-to-speech feature in both the content and the assessments. There's also a translator tool as well that translates into a variety of languages. And there's also a really awesome note-taking tool included in that Buzz LMS. So there's a lot of features that support that learning. So you're getting that content, that really creative, robust content with a really dynamic LMS as well. And then finally, Lincoln content does allow for a lot of hands-on learning opportunities. We really love those skill building ways that kind of get the students engaged with their learning. So students are challenged to create some authentic work through our show-its. And with Lincoln Empowered, students have the opportunity to work offline. Maybe it can conduct some science experiments or working with manipulatives. So to help facilitate all these hands-on learning experiences, we also know that students are going to need different types of materials and kits. All of our courses do have a list of materials needed. Most of these are sourced easily throughout the home or through school. But if you do need support on purchasing kits and materials, Lincoln does have that option available for you. We also make it easy and give you a lot of different ways to kind of facilitate and outsource those kits. On our website, we have links to Amazon, links that you can purchase kits and materials with there if you want to do that independently, or if you want to outsource, with what you have at your school, you do have that ability as well. You don't have to purchase everything through us. So those are some of the really awesome general idea of what Lincoln Learning Solutions is. So the next, we'll talk about some of the options for the upcoming school year, the 22-23 school year. And we are very excited to announce some of these options for you. Option one is going to be a content-only option. So this will be your school will have access to courses. So it's our course solution. This is ideal for schools that maybe they have students taking 1 or 2 online courses. Maybe your use cases, you have students taking a credit recovery, or maybe they need to take 1 online course or 2 online courses outside of their brick and mortar or their traditional classroom setting. This solution would be great for you. I really see the value of having the auto-graded courses here as well, because that way those courses you don't need to have a teacher sitting there grading assignments, that the grading is all done within the system. This, again, would be great for somebody taking those credit recovery courses as well. Your teacher, so the teacher at your school, will be the teacher assigned to that course. So you'll be able to really, have insight onto what is happening with your students, how they are progressing through. You would have access to all of the reports and the analytics that goes along with the students taking that course. And it's a pay by course. So you're paying by each course that the students are in. So that's option one. Option two is also content only, but this is more of a student license. This is ideal for schools who want to offer their own full virtual solution, maybe their own full virtual school outside of what they do in the brick and mortar classroom. So this would enable students to take 4 or more courses at one price. So for example, if a student is working totally remote for all of their courses, they can take as many courses as they'd like. And again, the student license is paying per student. This is also going to be taught by your teacher, and you would have access to our traditional courses. The traditional courses would require some teacher graded pieces, but you would also have access to our auto graded versions of our courses as well. And as mentioned at the beginning, we are expanding some of the course offerings that we have for auto graded. We will be adding to that list next year as well, so it will get bigger. So that is the content only for student license. The third option that we would like to present to everybody is the Lincoln Learning Solutions teacher-led. This option is ideal for schools who need instructional services. The Lincoln Learning Solutions teacher will provide grading support, but I do want to mention that there's not going to be that live instruction. So the teacher is there, they're going to be available for office hours, they'll be available to guide students and answer their questions, but there's not the live instruction where they'll log in at a certain time. Our thoughts are that the course content is really kind of displayed in a way that students can move through the course at their own pace, and the teacher is there really to facilitate that understanding of the content. For the teacher-led, you will also be paying by enrollment. Now, I do want to show you just a little bit here. I'm going to exit here out of the full screen, and I'm going to show you a little bit about dive a little deeper into what the instructional services at Lincoln Learning means, because I know this is something that a lot of schools want to learn more about. So a Lincoln Learning Solutions teacher will provide grading support. So they'll grade the student work, provide feedback. It's a very quick turnaround, within 2 business days, a lot of time, a lot sooner. And they'll leave very detailed feedback. Our teachers are very familiar with the Lincoln Empowered content. So they have really, understand where students need that support. They'll leave question level comments. They might even provide additional resources for students if they are struggling. So that is, they will provide that grading support for all of those authentic work pieces. When it comes to communication, this is really where that Lincoln Learning Solutions teacher does excel. They are available all the time via email. So the students can reach out to their teachers via email with any questions, whether that's broad content questions or specific questions about a certain assignment or assessment. Teachers can, the students can meet with the teachers during their office hours. All of our teachers will have office hours where students can kind of drop in and kind of ask questions. But if a student doesn't want to or doesn't feel comfortable with the office hours, they can also set up virtual appointments with their teachers as well. So that would just be more of a one-on-one and at the student's preferred time. So those are the options for communication. Our teachers definitely like to make sure that students are upholding the integrity of our courses and accountable for their actions. So our teachers will make students, aware of our academic honor code. So kind of guiding students through, the not plagiarizing and really submitting work that is, with some academic integrity. So there is that aspect of that as well. And finally, our Lincoln Learning Solution teachers do provide support. So if your student has an IEP or a 504 plan, our teachers will make those adjustments and those accommodations to meet the needs of that student. So that is definitely a value for the Lincoln Learning Solutions teachers. We know how to make that happen in the Buzz Learning Management System so that we can meet the needs of those students. In addition, for all students, our Lincoln Learning Solution teachers will monitor the students' progress. So students who maybe are falling behind or have a low score on assignments, our teachers will reach out accordingly to really make sure that students are staying on pace and that they are, reaching out if they need supports. Because sometimes it's challenging for a student to reach out on their own. So our teachers will be proactive and reach out to your students as well. So that is definitely a little bit more insight on the Lincoln Learning Solutions teacher-led courses. Now, we have this slide here, and I think this is very helpful, especially if you have not been or have not used Lincoln Learning. We have a lot of additional resources linked here. One I'd like to really show you is our Help Center. This is a very wonderful resource for everybody here. If you need a little bit more information or support, you have this Help Center at your fingertips. It's good for teachers, it's good for administrators, students and families can also get a lot of information here. It's completely searchable, so if you type in something that you're looking for, maybe reporting, you want to get information on reporting, it will kind of search through all of our knowledge base articles, our videos, and find information for you so that you can get that information very quickly. In addition to that, this Help Center has great student tutorials, teacher tutorials that really kind of give students a starting place for navigating our content, getting to know the Buzz LMS, variety of things that are helpful for both student, teachers, and administrators. This is on our website here. You can go right to our Help Center. So this is our main website, and if you need support, you can go right to the Help Center right there. Another really useful list is going to be our course list, and that's the next item on the resources page here. The Lincoln Empowered course list. If you are curious about what types of courses we have to offer, that link will take you directly to this course list. We have a full course list. We have courses from early kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade, core and electives. We also have credit recovery courses, and we have fully auto-graded courses. As mentioned, our fully auto-graded courses do not require any grading from the teacher. All assessments are graded within the Buzz Learning Management System. These courses are very nice for schools who need access to content, but maybe have some limitations when it comes to what amount of work that teacher can do at the district. So the auto-graded courses are a great resource for that. Your teachers will still have access to see how everybody's doing and proceeding in the course, but they wouldn't have to do that manual grading piece. Let's take a look at some of the other resources we had. We reviewed the Help Center and the course list. These two right here are talking about the Lincoln Learning Solutions Teacher Facilitator Overview. We've already reviewed that in the teacher-led courses. And then this is a nice article here about materials. As mentioned, some of our courses require materials. Most schools really find ways to kind of figure that materials in-house. Maybe they loan out things if students need items. And most of the items for courses are typical household or school items. So, you might have them already on hand. But this article is a great way for you to kind of figure out what you would like to do as a district when it comes to purchasing materials. And so I believe this is time we're going to pass it over to the APSRC team, and they're going to discuss a little bit more about the pricing and how to register.
Thank you, Catherine. That was a great presentation and overview and a super lead-in. And so many of you know our APSRC team members, but one in particular that I want to introduce that many of you have relationships with, and if you don't, you're going to want to as you move forward with this. Joey Ketchum. Joey, hold your little hand up over there. Joey is our in-house expert. She knows a lot of information, and she helps keep us focused on the processes that we need to take place to make sure a successful transition occurs for you. And she's been in place over this for several years. And so if you don't know Joey as our in-house expert on this, she can actually, with the digital learning focus, help you determine your needs. You can call her, you can process what it is. You may have multiple needs, and she will help you know where's the right place for you to go get that next piece of information you need. But she is going to be our point of contact and our knowledge base on this. And then specifically around the instructional services piece, she's going to be able to help you onboard and take those next steps. And so Joy's going to kind of go over this information with you. Remember, we're presenting this because the digital learning grant is no longer going to supplement this for us from the department as it did during the 2 years of our pandemic. So what we've worked for is to really leverage with our partnership with Lincoln for our schools so that we can continue to offer the best pricing structures for you, very competitive going forward. Joy, why don't you talk to him a little bit about the pricing and then go on into the instructional services piece, the teacher-led piece, if you don't mind. Okay, you're muted, so we got to take you off mute because they got to hear everything you say.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I lost my screen. Give me 1 second.
We can hear you good. Just you might want to talk a little bit louder.
I've lost my screen, so I was going back to it when I
Okay.
unmuted myself. Okay, so to go over some of the pricing, we do have the pricing structure for the different options. One for content only, and one for the teacher-led services. And so the content only piece you can purchase, as the screen states, for a full year course by the semester. Elementary electives are 45-day courses, so those are discounted as well. And then the additional piece of purchasing it by the student license, and that would be applicable to those when you have students who are going to take 4 or more classes, that would be to your benefit to get that reduced price on those. So a full year course as a member organization, there is a different structure for members and non-members, so will want to check that when you enroll. But you have $85 for a full year course for the content only. It'll be $45 per semester. This is per student, per enrollment, per course. So if you have a student who's going to take 4 courses, it would be $85, or 3 courses, we'll say, it would be $85 per course. So if you have somebody that's going to be taking 4 or more, again, you might want to look more closely at the student license because you will only be paying for the 4 classes, and anything above that would be included in that price. I will say on the student license, if you do order that, that is for the full year. So these pricing points for the under the member cost where it says full year course, semester course, elementary course, those are by the semester, but the student license course is by the year. And then if you move down into the teacher-led courses, again, it is offered at the full year rate, a semester rate, the elementary elective rate. We do have credit recovery with teacher services, both for the full year and the semester. We recommend that you purchase at the semester rate. They are available at the full year rate, but not knowing on a teacher-led service using a new online program for students who may not be familiar with teacher-led services, you don't want to buy a full year and then the student cancel or drop the second semester. We want to be able to bill you accordingly. So it's best to enroll at the semester rate. If the student is a student who has done this before and you're fairly certain they're going to complete the full year in this program, it would be to your benefit to purchase the full year. We do have several students who have done this year after year and are very familiar with it, and the schools know that the student is going to complete the full year course, so it is beneficial to purchase it. It does give you a little bit deeper discount if you do purchase it at the full rate. The credit recovery courses are less. They do go through, you're able to go through them more rapidly and test to each section. So those are discounted as well. We do have available on our website, which will be linked at the end of this presentation. There's a link to our website, and within that link, you can click on Lincoln Learning Courses for 22-23. On that page, we will have a list of all of the courses that are offered, whether it's content only or teacher-led or credit recovery, all of the electives, everything that is available through Lincoln Learning will be listed on that page, so you can see what you might want to offer your students. As Kathy stated, we do offer, you can get this for both content only or teacher-led services. But again, a lot of the course kits, you might have materials for at school, so you might not need these supplies, but for those students who may be at home, you may be interested in purchasing kits. We will have information about those kits on the site. Kathy already explained how that works, so I don't want to repeat what she stated. But we do have a link to the course kits and the material list so that you can see how much those cost. If you want to add that is an additional cost to the cost of the course. So if you want to budget accordingly, then you'll be able to see the pricing on that list. As far as requesting enrollments, for those of you who are going to be doing the course content only, you'll still have the option to use one roster, which will pull from eSchool. But I know a lot of the schools that were using the course content only this year did manually put your students into Buzz, and you will still have that option as well. So nothing is really changing about the process on how the kids are enrolled. The same thing for the teacher-led courses. If you've used us in the past, there's really not a lot there's not anything really that's changing on that. I have a spreadsheet that is available on our website on that same link that has an enrollment request spreadsheet that you can basically pull all the information out of eSchool and put into the system. Each student will, depending on how many courses you enroll them in, they will have multiple lines. If you enroll a student in one course, they will be on one line. If you enroll a student in 6 courses, it will be 6 different line items for that student. We need to get all of their demographics and then a list of courses that you want them to take. It provides us with the start and the end date. There's also a column that allows you to let us know if they're on an IEP or a 504, so we can indicate that for Lincoln Learning. There will also be a column that allows you to tell us whether or not you want the kit included or not, so that we can get it sent directly to the student. If they're on campus, there is a column that tells you where you want us to ship the course kits. So you can, if a student is at home, it can be shipped directly to their home. If they're at school, it can be shipped to the school. That's pretty simple. You would just email the spreadsheet back to me. There's also a link to my email address so that you can fill out the form and just click the link and send it back to me. We will get them enrolled. I do request that the earlier the better as far as enrollments go. I can put them in advance and set the start date for the date that you want it to be. So if you know that you're going to enroll students for next semester at the close of this school year, you can send it to me at the end of the school year. I can go ahead and get the students enrolled and put the start date at the start of the fall semester. So the sooner the better, no less than 4 weeks prior, just depending on volume of what we receive. It takes time to get the students in there, so we would need it 4 weeks prior to the start date. But again, the sooner the better on that. Additional information on the teacher-led courses, again, is available on our website. Explains how the teacher's services work and who it's offered to, or what courses it's offered on, as far as like credit recovery and all of the core courses and electives. It's indicated on here on our website with a TLC for teacher-led courses, anything that's specific to that product. As far as putting teachers, Lincoln's teachers in your system for eSchool, we will provide you with all the information that you need. So we will provide you with the teacher's name, a generic social security number, the AELS case ID, and the date of birth, which is all of the information that you will need to put that teacher into eSchool and utilize that teacher.
Joey, can I step in for a minute?
Absolutely.
I know we didn't plan for me to step in, but I think that would be a really great opportunity for Catherine to talk about the credentialing of those teachers and what they're vetted through, as a segue to what you just said about what you will provide them for the eSchool student information system.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mel, great point. And the Lincoln Learning Solutions teachers are all certified teachers in their subject area. They are certified. They may not be certified in Arkansas, but they are certified teachers from a state, and they are certified. We make sure they maintain their credentials by attending professional development sessions and continuing their education. Our Lincoln Learning Solution teachers also have had the Arkansas background checks as well. So they've gone through that process as well. And we have communicated all of the necessary information to Joey so that, making sure that every new teacher comes in, does get that background check and is, all the necessary credentialing for them. But yes, they are all certified teachers in their subject area and also have that background check as well.
That's awesome. Can you back up one slide? And because I know Joy wants to emphasize this before she hands off to me.
Sure.
The pricing slide at the very top. Joy, touch on the part for how we will still stay connected with Genesee for homeschool students.
So if your school offers the option of digital learning to homeschool private school students, there is a separate MOU for that, and absolutely nothing has changed about that. Those courses are available on a website that's also linked in our general website for homeschool students. We partner with Genesee, and it's our e-resources digital learning website, and all of the courses that are listed on there are available at the price listed. That is a different price than what we are offering to schools for the services we're talking about. Other than homeschool.
That's
but
awesome.
It is the same course, same courses, same content, same teachers. But those are also available if you want to offer that to homeschool students, which allows you to utilize. I don't want to get into that because I'm not sure what else to get into on that.
Yeah, well,
but it is available to school districts to offer homeschool students.
And guys, it's a separate system, but it functions the same way. They use Buzz, but it's the Pulse system. So for those of you that are familiar with that, nothing's changing. For those of you that are interested in that, you need to follow up with Joey on that because it's another solution we offer you so that you can keep your homeschool students intact with your school funding streams.
Yes.
But also be able to serve them with high quality resources and services. So if you want to advance now to the slide I was going to talk about on so one of the solutions that we talk about is how do we carry this 2-year grant that we've had forward and maintain it for you at a discounted cost. And we all talked about this as we were doing it. So when we talk about content only, that was your free courses with Lincoln, and the Buzz was the free platform learning management system that you used, and y'all did it really, really well. And you've been extremely creative on how you did it, and you found value to be able to use it in other ways. And so I've tried to make a few notes. What I want you to know is we're taking it forward. We've negotiated for discount pricing. And we've scaled it appropriately for our member and our non-member schools. You're still going to have access to over 180 courses. And I say 180 and Catherine said 170, because if you remember, Gina and I worked really, really hard to develop a gap curriculum for you. And so there's a few more courses out there that's beyond what Lincoln typically has that they partnered with us on developing and providing to you and making them accessible. They are a condensed course that is aligned in K through 8 math and ELA on the essential standards. That's all it is. So if you need a gap curriculum that you want to use with students in a process, in a RTI process, or maybe if you want to use them over the summer to accelerate and close achievement gaps or opportunity gaps that might have developed, this is an opportunity for you to have a course that we have aligned to our standards and flagged it appropriately. It is using the auto-graded piece, and it is available to you going forward as well. The K-12 digital library is still going to be available, and that lets you pull in components and pieces of curriculum to customize your work and your content. You can start with the course that Lincoln's done, and you can make customizations. If you happen to be a teacher that's got a blended grade level, you have a 3-4 split, this is how you could bring in some of that content and customize it. Many of you have gotten real creative on how to use the curriculum to build a course from scratch and supplement some of your work. All of the course customization that you have done since we started this digital learning grant are going to be there and available yet again going forward. So here's some examples. Some of you took a base course for junior English and you customized it for AP quality content, and that's still going to be there for you. Many of you have built supplemental courses in writing, I noticed, and that's going to be there for you. The one rostering services are going to still be offered to you if you want them, and we're going to work through how we do that invoicing for you. Usually someone that wants one rostering services, and there's a few districts this year out of the 100 that are doing it that have asked for that. If you remember last August, we had a little surge that caused a little bit of anxiety. And so some of you asked us to help with that process because you didn't have the capacity to handle manual enrollments yourself, building manual users. And so we did that. So we still have that process that will be available if you need it, where we basically pull what's in a child's schedule and we roster it accordingly. Usually these are pieces that are, I hope we don't need them again for a surge, but it's there if we do. But usually these are things that you might want when you have a full virtual solution and you want to serve students that have the 4 or more course piece. And so letting you know that's still going to be there. Technical assistance. Sorry, I lost my voice. Technical assistance is still going to be provided through our APSRC office. I know Gina's done a ton of that with curriculum questions, and I try to do whatever your needs are around the LMS system, the systems itself. Professional development will be in place also with this going forward. We'll be able to offer you big training opportunities. We seem to be the most efficient, but doing it through like a Zoom webinar with you and letting you know in advance it's scheduled. I will message right now that we're planning that for our summer professional learning retreat that we do each summer. We're going to do that again at the end of June, and there will be a section in there available for those of you that want to learn about any new changes, more detailed pieces around the curriculum and manipulating that as you plan for how this will be part of your solution going forward. We will have Lincoln as a guest in our summer professional learning retreat for you to be able to engage in that and also end up with a certificate of PD from that as well. So I think I've touched on everything about the value added pieces. Gina, have I forgotten anything you want to add?
Well, Melody, I was going to let you know we received a couple questions that I was going to see if you guys might be able to add from Casey Connor, I believe. With the student license, is this per seat or actual student? For example, I buy 10 licenses and this stays with, and they're asking, does this stay with the school or with the student?
Let's let Lincoln answer that question.
That's a great question. And, you know, ladies, I could take it. The student license is for that unique student user. Should have mentioned that it is not one of those transferable license. It will be stick with that one student. So it is a per student, per unique student license.
And then I received another question that said we are a small rural elementary school and have used the Buzz LMS school-wide for students both present in the classroom and at home sick quarantined. Is there a possibility or way to use just the Buzz LMS separately from the Lincoln curriculum? So that may be a question for Mel.
We did not negotiate for that type of option and solution. So no, not at this time. That's a good question though. Christina reminded me about dropping this little click here to register piece. If you'll link on that, if those of you are wanting to stay with content only, or for that question that just came forward about how do we stay connected to the Buzz LMS, this is a form you're going to complete to let me know that you're wanting to do that. Christina, do I need to do it or can you? Or Catherine, can you select my Google form? That's not what I want to see.
Oh, no. Yeah, Catherine may have to click on it since she's sharing her screen.
Mhm.
And I also dropped the link into the chat for everyone.
Oh, okay. So just like you've done in the past, we've created a Google form where we need someone with authority. It can be a building level leader, but we need someone with authority completing the form, superintendent, district curriculum person, or even a building principal that tells us that you have an interest in staying and participating with content and buzz going forward. Christina's made this form. You can fill it out. No one's going to bill you for completing this form. This is simply telling me who is it that we're going to talk to as a point of contact in your district. What are your needs? Are you going to need one rostering services? I think we asked that question. And also we're going to use this to target and give you the information about the training that we'll have at the end of the month in June at our summer retreat and any future training. We envision this being a solution for you, for those of you who strictly want to stay with what you had during the grant, which is access to the Lincoln content or the course customizations that you've created from that, or being able to build something new using the digital library, and all being done within that LMS system known as Buzz that you've worked with. And so if you want to work with that pricing structure was included in what Joey presented at the top. This is not this is not going to get you a bill when you complete this. This is simply going to let us know how to correspond with you to determine what your needs are on that and see exactly what we're going to do for you this fall and make available to you going forward on that. Okay. We're kind of already into the questions and answers. So do we have any more that we haven't addressed, Christina?
The only other, we received a comment from Claire also that their district is probably in the same shape as Sean, where they need more of an access to the LMS than the content, linking content. But that is something, just to clarify once again, like if they've been using Buzz and the Lincoln content over the past couple of years, if they go with the content only, they'll still be able to use what they've already created previously, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But I don't have any other questions in the chat at this time.
Let's give Gina an opportunity if she may not have anything to add, but I just want to see if Gina, was there anything you wanted to add in to our presentation for schools?
I can't think of anything that you guys didn't cover. Good job.
So we did actually just get another question popped in. Lisa Hall asked if they chose the teacher-led option, how would student progress be communicated with the school?
I can take that.
Yeah. Or do you want to take?
So,
Go ahead.
either way.
You go first.
What Mel was talking about with the homeschool students, the Pulse system, if you choose the teacher-led option, all of your students will be in Pulse, which talks directly to Buzz. You will have access to your students in both Pulse and Buzz. Pulse is the reporting system, basically, so you can see all your students at once, pull reports, get their progress, see their grades, what they've completed. If you want to look individually at a student, you can log into Buzz. You will have access to them in Buzz, and you will be able to, if you're using the system now, it's similar. You're not the teacher at this point, so you don't have some of the access that the teachers have, but you will be able to look at grades, look at the what has been turned in. You can look at the teacher feedback. You're able to help the students in that manner, and you can pull reports on the progress and the grades at any time. You have access to it 24/7.
Joey, you got that 100%. You can tell how much Joey has worked with this program and with those teacher-led. Everything she said there is accurate. I can't really add anything to it.
I will say, when a student completes a course, you do get, actually anytime, generally speaking, if something's sent through the LMS, the communication that's sent to the student is also sent to the mentor, which that information again is listed on our website. You will have a mentor, a school mentor, who is listed on the spreadsheet for enrollments that you would fill out and give to me. And so that mentor is added to Pulse, and therefore for Buzz, that's who has access to that student in Buzz. That is our school contact, basically. You're not the teacher, you're just the mentor who's helping us help that student. So you're the one who has access to them. And so whoever is listed as a mentor, and you can have multiple mentors on a student. It doesn't just have to be one person at the school. It can be, if you have a SPED student and you want a regular facilitator and also a SPED teacher attached to that student, you can do that. But anybody that's listed as a mentor will get the same communication. So it will say you are receiving this because you are a mentor to the student, and then it will give you a copy of what has been sent to the student. As far as direct email communication, now that's not the feedback on assignments and things like that, but you will have access to that in Buzz if you wanted to look at that.
And so just to clarify, I know there was some other questions coming in the chat, but Debbie Knowles had asked just to clarify the courses that they had previously created in Buzz, was asking if they would still be available next year, even if they didn't use the link in content. I believe, Melody, you responded saying yes. And then.
So I'll answer both of those at once. So
Okay,
good
perfect.
questions, Kelly and Claire. So what we did last year, Nick and I, and Nick's the partner with Lincoln. We basically created a plan to basically build a subscription service of everything in your domain. So at the district level, it basically captures and creates a subscription for you to access that info through the digital piece, right, Gina? And you can pull your content in. So it doesn't pick and choose. It just grabs anything that's in your domain and allows you to have access going forward. And I will run that for every one of the districts that completed that form that is a participating district this year. Remember, your enrollments will be sunsetting at the end of a month, and I haven't decided the exact date. I'll communicate that. But enrollments do expire, and we have to, for a rollover type purpose, we have to do that again. So just like I communicated with you last year, I'll let you know that in advance. If any of you have an outlier, like a child that's working on something over the summer, I had one district last year ask for a little outlier extension, and we worked with them on that. But basically, we will ready the system so it will be there for you, and you will be able to access the content that gets created through the subscription service. There's not a magic date. When I tell it to subscribe to your organization, what you're working on today is still going to be there next year. Okay. Does that answer it, Shelley and Deb?
And then Shelley was asking the full year courses if they were going to be separated into semesters again this year.
So Shelley, if you chose to use an auto-graded course that in our mind, like an algebra course, but you use the auto-graded design, it is created in a semester format. So if this is all determined, and that's a great opportunity to have options, but can also be confusing. A traditional course is still available in there, correct, Catherine, as a year-long course.
Absolutely.
But if you wanted that same content, but with the added benefit of having the auto-graded checkpoints built after every 5 lessons, it is designed into chunks of semester 1 and semester 2. So if you created your customizations in those chunks, that's where that customization will be found for next year. It's based on the design, course design, traditional versus auto-graded. Okay, thanks. What else, guys? Anything that we haven't answered for you? I know you're all working on your plans. I know you're working on, I'm sure you're working on a digital learning plan and what your needs are. And so maybe it's calmer now what we're planning for next year or for the summer even. And so if it changes, we'll try to circle back and create an opportunity for you to engage with us again. I hope it doesn't for the sake of school and student engagement again, but if it does, we're ready. Like, we're equipped to be able to provide you what you need, if we need to pivot. That word is a word that has different meaning now than it did before. So we're there, but right now we're just trying to give you enough information so you can go meet with your team as to what will be available to meet the needs of your students next year. That's really what we're trying to do. And we appreciate y'all. It's been a hard couple of years, and you guys have been troopers through it all. And so anything else that you have, if not, we're going to cancel our recording. We'll post it, Christina, maybe by tomorrow on our website, you think?
I should have it processed and up on the website by probably tomorrow afternoon. And then we can also distribute it out to everybody that attended today if you'd like it.
Sure. And again, maybe pop it in the chat box one more time for anyone that joined on late. But you can right now grab the link to this great presentation that Lincoln put together, and all of these embedded pieces in here, they're going to be there for you. This last slide is part of that presentation you will grab, but it also takes you directly to our website to know who to talk, where can you get their information, and who do you need to talk to about what. So it has all of our contact info on it. Is it at the very bottom, Christina?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, our phone numbers, our email addresses. Yep.
And the link for the participation form is on the site. And then this presentation, once I get the video up, the presentation will also be linked on the same page. And of course, you can get to that from the APSRC homepage. You just click on that top banner. It says AR Ready for Digital Learning, and it'll take you right to that same page.
And where do they find Joey's email?
It is on that page down towards the bottom.
Okay,
Yeah, you
super.
just click on Joey's name and it'll pop an email up right for.
Great. Okay, guys. Lincoln, do you have anything else?
You know, I just want to say what a privilege it has been working with the APSRC team for these past 2 years, and the collaboration that we have. I think Melody captured it best. You know, we are partners in this. So, you know, if things change or as things change, we are here to listen. Again, also the opportunities that I've had to meet with schools in Arkansas have been just beautiful, and just kind of traveling down to visit I always felt welcome. So I just want to thank everybody for that opportunity and that experience. And again, you know, we are here. You know, we would love any suggestions or anything that you can offer to try to make the experience better. But we again look forward to another great school year ahead. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lincoln team, and thank all of you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.